Hi everyone, my name is Amalia Sarika, and I am recording this video to encourage you to sign up for future workshops in peak communication with Yev. I attended a peak communication workshop in December of 2022, last year, with Yev and Christian, and I cannot say enough good things about it. It was I actually arrived there, I was kind of exhausted and I wasn't in, even like the best mood, and within 20 minutes I was smiling and laughing, and Yev and Christian had just created this like really inclusive, really beautiful, really welcoming, really safe space for us to practice. Maybe not for everyone, but certainly for me, public speaking is not always comfortable. And I speak, I'm a therapist, so I speak for a living, but not publicly. And Yev and Christian created this really wonderful and caring space where all of us were able to practice our skills and get to a place where we felt comfortable with each other and with ourselves, being more out front in front of people. And yeah, I just can't, it's the experience is kind of hard to put into words because they just kind of wove it through so beautifully, right? And just chose activities and practices that made us just slowly over time built on one another. And before we knew it, we were all standing in front of each other and communicating as if it was nothing. So I would highly recommend the experience, and just honestly just working with particularly with Yev in general. So can't recommend enough, and go check it out.
Hey, my name is Caitlin and I am a sales and a transformational coach, and I attended a workshop, an amazing workshop on peak communication. And I attended this workshop because in my field it's very important to always know how to use our communication, not only with our clients but also with our students, and because we need it to guide our clients throughout our coaching sessions, right? So before going into this workshop, I was looking into solutions to improve my communication, looking into ways how I could better perform into my video content, for instance, and this workshop totally delivered. One thing that I really enjoyed about this workshop was the fact that it was not theoretical. You know those events where people talk, and you are just there listening? This was not the case. So the hosts would deliver the information, the content, but then you would apply it into your situation, and that was very fun. We did very different exercises during the day, and I really enjoy it. It was really, really nice to make connections. Well, English is not my main language, so I'm sorry for this. It was very nice to make some nice connections and meet new people. And we grow based on the feedback that we give to each other, and I really value that because it's something that I usually do in my own masterminds with my students and clients. How have things changed since the workshop? Well, one thing that I learned and I really enjoyed learning at that workshop was the banks card. It was very interesting because not only I could learn more about myself, but also learn more about my people, my clients, the people that I want to target more, So now I can adapt my language, what works for me, but adapt that to them. Because we are different people, you need to know how to adjust your communication. Otherwise, it won't work. And I really needed to build that bridge, and this workshop really helped me do that. So I have been working on my ways to do that. So I have always here with me my book and my notebook, and I try to adapt what I've learned into my own communication on social media. So if you are on the fence, if you are thinking about whether you should go or not to one of these types of events or workshops, you should totally go. Because if you are thinking about it, you are already someone who is invested in a self-growth and knowledge, And yeah, this is a very good investment on your part. I don't regret it. I have learned a lot, and not only that, I am applying the things that I learned. So I recommend 1000% that you should attend this workshop.
Hi there, I'm Sajani, and I recently did the Peak Communications day-long course with Chris and with Yev, and it was great. I really recommend it. Before going on the course, I was a bit reluctant to speak up when thrown in at the deep end or thrown into a situation. I learnt about speaking more slowly and using more tonality and the importance of body language. And I met some great people. So since then, I have found myself able to articulate more clearly, especially when put on the spot. And it's another step in the ongoing journey of growth towards communicating more clearly. Because as we were taught on the course, the greatest delusion of communication is when you believe it has taken place, and it may not have. So if you're undecided, go on, give it a go. You might just learn something new, you might make a new connection, and you'll most certainly have fun. The guys created a really safe space for us to explore and have practical, real-life experience. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zaid. I am Lebanese American, based out of here in Lisbon. I work as an executive coach, and I find that a lot of my business requires me to be seen and heard in a public setting. And despite the fact that that's a necessity, it's not necessarily a strength for me. And so I often saw it as an obligation rather than a joy. And I did not always look forward to it. In fact, I dreaded it. And I did not see it as something that could be a joyful activity and something where there was a reason beyond the commercial reason to sort of do it. What I really enjoyed about the workshop is that Yev really made it feel fun. His energy that he brought to it, the workshop, the structure he gave us, a lot of it around telling stories. He also brought a very good community together. So not only were we doing exercises where we could test some of the theories he presented, but he also gave us a group of people we could practice with who were all on the similar journey, not the same journey, but a similar journey. So I felt very comfortable, I had fun, which I initially did not expect. I expected to go in there and saying, this is what I need to achieve. And because I had fun, I achieved more than what I expected to achieve. Specifically, I think he made me just go up there and figure out how to be a bit more improvisational. And I thought about doing improv, but this was actually much more effective way for me to be more improvisational in my speeches, in my discussions, and just to sort of bring a mindset of joy and fun to the idea of public speaking. So I can't recommend working with Yev enough, and I think it would be a huge loss to anyone that didn't find a way to take an opportunity to attend one of his workshops and actually just meet him, because I think that in itself is very much a joy and a benefit to anyone who is looking to get more into public communication or find ways to be more active in being available for public events and talks where they sort of take the opportunity to speak their truth, their ideas, their words. Wishing you all the best.
Hi everyone, my name is João. I'm the founder of Venture for Nature and executive coordinator at the NGO Plantar uma Árvore, focused on forest conservation. Now, my work in conservation, I'm very used to leading communities out into the wild, into the natural world, and engaging them in conservation activities while also providing them with education. Even though I am used to communicating with various different types of peoples and communities, my plan for this year was to organize more discussion panels, to create workshops, and to also get myself more involved in the political spectrum. And even though I do have a bit of experience in those areas, I do know that I am lacking in a lot of areas when it comes to my communication. And with this in mind, I reached Chris and Yev in one of their wonderful communication workshops, and I was floored. I would recommend their workshops to anyone. Uh, Through the workshop, I learned even better the telltale signs that people have when it comes to their emotional state and how that is shown through their body language. In the workshop, I managed to have this wonderful opportunity, and I learned in front of a wonderful group of people how to sell my vision and my mission to investors, to a group of people, as it was that day on the workshop, to perhaps give a talk. And I've learned from my talk and through my presentation that what I have to say carries tremendous power and influence. And I couldn't thank Chris and Yev more for that. I've learned so much in the workshop. Chris has a very succinct and grounded energy in teaching, which I loved. Yev is different. Yev tries to bring out a high energy to the group, which I felt worked awesome as well. He created games, he created high energy so that people could get out of their shell, and I felt like both of the energies of them teaching compensated each other very well. And I have to thank you so much. It was a wonderful experience. I would do it again. I want to do it again. And again, my thanks to you, Chris, and to you, Yev. It was a wonderful workshop. Thank you.